Hello everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Can you believe we're gonna make pasta fagioli in 30 minutes? Not less, 30, 35 minutes tops. Easy, simple, delicious, quick dinner when you're in a rush, and total deliciousness. So let's get started. We're going to start with extra virgin olive oil. I have a small onion, two celery stalks that were rather small, a large carrot, 2 cloves of garlic, a couple of come si chiamano? Come si chiamano? Somebody help me. The prezzemole, a couple stalks of parsley. I like a little heat, and so I'm gonna add one of these bad boys. And right here I have 2 cans of organic pinto beans. When I'm making pasta fagioli out of a can, I like pinto beans. Please don't let the secret out to my mom. She'll be very upset. I was telling her I was going to do the video on the phone this afternoon, and she was having a tough time understanding why I didn't soak the beans from last night. Sometimes I told her, Mom, we just don't have the time. So anyway, so please, secret safe with you. Let's move right over to, so wait, before I need a little red. Company doesn't sponsor me, but Colavita or even Pomi has this wonderful diced tomatoes when you just need a little bit of red. Unless another great way to have your tomatoes for when you're cooking is when you buy them and they're in season, you could freeze them. Just wash them, put them in Ziploc bags, and freeze them whole, and just use it when you need un poco di rosso, when you need a little red in your food. And I'm going to be using ditalini. Pasta mista is great, but tonight I feel like ditalini. Let's move right over to the stove and let's get started. Pot on medium heat. I'm going to add about, let's say, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to add the onion. Okay. And I'm going to let this sweat for 5 minutes or so. See how beautiful the onions are sweating? I'm going to go ahead and chop 2 cloves of garlic in. This is one of those recipes that, you know, you put more garlic, more onion. It's really up to you. You really cannot go wrong. It's more just a technique on how to cook it, not really the exact amounts of what you need. I'll tell you what's important is the ratio of the liquid to the pasta, because you're going to be cooking the pasta right in, and if it's too much water and broth, it's going to be corre. Corre means it runs, not good. You want it bello zaccusa, we say in Napoli, nice and thick and creamy. Now we're going to add the celery and the carrots. Now, next to this pot, I want you to take a look. I have some water. I don't know, I didn't measure it. I'm going to say it's about 3 cups of water. We're not going to be needing all of it, but I just have that getting warmed up to come to a boil. Can you use chicken stock? Absolutely. Vegetable stock. I like to keep it plain because I think the beans are so flavorful that you really don't need the excess sodium from the stock. Okay, just keep stirring it. You don't want it to burn either, so just don't walk away from it. Going to add the chili pepper. I'm going to cut it so all the heat is in the seeds, and it's going to give it a nice spicy flavor. Look what a beautiful chunky cut up tomatoes it is. Look at that, it's really wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to add it in with you. Let's see how many tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me give it a stir, and then we'll decide if we'll add more. You know, you need to remember, a lot of my cooking, like all the moms and the grandmas, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So for me to do a video, I really need to do it with you, or measure everything ahead of time, make sure that the measurements are right. So before I do a recipe, there's a lot of test trials also. But let's take a look at this. What do you think, guys? You think it's enough tomatoes? We put 5 tablespoons. I'm going to go ahead and add a 6th one. Let's make it a nice even number. Okay. Now let's get the beans in. Perfect. Give it a good stir. Look at that. Vedete già che bella faccia? See what a beautiful looking pasta fagioli it is already? Now, let's go ahead and add the hot water. Okay, there it goes. Again, don't overdo it with the water. I think I have about, let's say, an inch over the top of the beans. Let it come to a boil. Place a lid on it and let it cook for about 15 minutes. Boiling beautifully, let's add the salt. Okay. Now you're gonna stir it, and what you want to do is, as you're stirring it, push against the side of your pot, because what you want to do, you want to break up some of the beans. That's gonna give it creaminess in the pasta fagioli. So just do that on the side of the pan. Let's check for salt. The salt is good. Okay, now what we're going to do is add, I like to add, I figured out, again, by measuring, I figured out 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup of the pasta. So let's start adding per person. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 5 people tonight. Here we go. 5. Now, I want you to come close. Come close, right? Okay. Now it looks like it has enough water. You see the pasta is in it, okay? So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of the water. Not a lot, guys, just a little bit. And start and let it come to a boil. All right? Put a lid on it. Cook the pasta inside with the lid on. Otherwise, if you have the lid off, a lot of the water evaporates. It's just easier. Just put the lid on. Don't have it too heavy of a boil. And just stand right here and stir it every few minutes. Chop in the fresh parsley. Give it a good stir. Look at that. You see that? Perfect the amount, the ratio between the broth and the beans and the pasta. It's all coming together. Now I'm going to taste and see if the pasta è cotta. I get to taste it. Perfetta, deliziosa. Ora che facciamo? This is what we're going to do now. Now we're going to shut off the heat, the stove. Spegniamo gas. We close the flame, put the lid on it, let it sit 2-3 minutes. Let's move over to the table and serve. Okay. Belli azzeccosi, nice and creamy. That's exactly how I like them, okay? Now, if you've never seen it before, my husband likes the hot, spicy green peppers, but my nonno would always eat it with a red onion. If you haven't had your pasta fagioli with red onion, you don't know what you're missing. It's just divine. Don't forget, olio santo, which is the spicy oil, a recipe's on my YouTube too. So I'm just gonna add it right on top. I'm making it very long tonight to eat, huh? Ecco qua, che bontà. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell button, make my recipes. It makes me so happy when I hear that you make my recipes and enjoy them. Grazie mille, alla prossima, arrivederci. Ciao ciao.